What's up, everybody? Welcome back to White Boy Lockdown Radio, man. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. If it's not, make sure you hit the bell, put it on all, like, share, and all that good stuff. All right, for this one right here, I'm going to talk about jailhouse lawyers, all right? If you know somebody that is incarcerated and you watch the video, share the information. Because I'm trying to tell you, this right here is... this right here gets deep. I can't cover the whole... I cannot cover this in one video. I'm going to do this in part one. There is two types of jailhouse lawyers. They're called jailhouse lawyers. You got the chain gang lawyers. But this is an easy one to break down. All right? A jailhouse lawyer is the dude in jail when you're sitting in the county. You could be fighting a case, whatever have you. He's usually been to prison a couple times, and he's going to know the law to some extent. And if you're sitting in there, it's your first time, you can't bond out this time. You might have a VOP. You might have got hemmed up to where you can't bond out because the bond's too high. The last thing you want to do is listen to these people, man, because a jailhouse lawyer is going to tell you to take it to the door. He's going to tell you never take the first deal. Things like this. You never know what that deal is. That deal might be sweet. But you always have a jailhouse lawyer who is going to give the wrong information. And it's not just that. You literally have dudes that will work on cases. Okay? When you go to prison, you have law, kind of like a paralegal, but nothing like it. When you're living in there, that would be a street paralegal, okay? But back to the jailhouse lawyers, these dudes are going to tell you to take it to the door, go to trial, this and that. That's like the worst advice in the world, especially if you're just trying to get out of squeeze in a couple years. I mean, if they come at you with something and you know the basic law, then you got to do what you got to do. Listen, if you got to take something to trial, take it, but just because someone's been to the system a couple times, they will try to railroad you and make you take it to the door or listen to this crazy ass advice. And it's not smart. It's not smart. I have seen dudes manipulate and seen dudes literally take this advice. And when you reject a deal, the deal could be, hey, take these 5. If you got somebody steadily in your head, steadily in your ear, don't hit the 5, don't hit the 5, don't hit the 5. You only have so many options in the legal system. The state's going to come back to you and say, all right, 7's on the table now. You got to do the time. So if you're letting this dude amp you up, telling you not to take 5 years, he's not the state. The state's the state. They're going to slide that 7 in front of you now. And now you're dead. Now you're dead. Now you just lost 2 years out of your life listening to this bozo. Okay? When it gets to the chain gang, it gets even more serious because now you have these dudes that have access to a whole bunch of law information, case law, legal case law, the same thing lawyers use and stuff. And these dudes that work in prison, I'm not speaking about all of them because some of them are beasts. Some of them have gotten their cases where they got 15, 20 years and they gave back a buttload of time, okay? But they're not always in the interest for you, okay? I'm trying to break this down. When you work with a law clerk, okay, you have to realize that dude is in prison for something. You don't know what he did. You could ask him, you can call home, run his number, see what it is. But you have to, anything with the law, man, you got to provide all your personal information, man, everything up into a social security number. So you're basically giving this dude all your stuff, man. And anybody who's ever gotten fraud out there or gotten scammed, this dude could work on your case. This is his hustle. He could be working on his case, trying to help you, charge you, making money off you, and at the end of the day, he could be jotting down your social, your address, all that. Okay? He does what he does, files the motion. The motion either gets approved, denied, whatever. But, you know, he just completely played you. Completely played you. Okay? These dudes could also, they're not lawyers. They could also hem you up. You know, instead of using the paralegal or the law clerk in the chain gang, you know, you could file for the PD's office out there. You know, that is a legit. Listen, public defenders, they are what they are, man. You know, but you're better off using a public defender, than somebody who you don't even know, who thinks he knows what they could do. So he could, that one motion that's filed and denied, if it would have went the right way, you got a private attorney or a PD, private would be the best, that dude can get it denied. You know, then it's the system. You can't just be like, well, damn, I messed up. I trusted this dude. Now I'm going to go use the PD. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. Don't let nobody tell anybody. These dudes in here, man, this gets serious, man. I got a couple stories about this right here. But these dudes will play people, man. The socials in there, all that. You know what I mean? There's a couple basic things. There's a couple basic things that you could use a law clerk for, man. In Florida, in the state of Florida, you cannot go to prison on a driving offense anymore. They deaded that. Okay, but there's a motion that you can file where, as you're doing the time, when you get out, your traffic fees are gone. There's a few simple motions that you can go grab when you walk in the law library. You know, if you need the dude's help to do that, it's pretty simple. No personal information, case numbers, and this and that. That motion doesn't always get approved. There's a whole bunch of child support stuff in there, simple things. But when you start using these dudes for time, man, you're gambling, man. You're gambling with your own life, man. I'll put this video out for strictly to educate people, man, because there's some horror stories with law clerks. There's also some good ones. Everybody knows JD. He comes on the channel here and there, says this and that, but he knew a law clerk real tight. We were all right with him. And JD, throughout his whole bid, was trying to give time back, go back on appeal, this and that. You know, the law clerk was all right, but, you know, he had to take that gamble. He ended up not doing anything while he was in, but when he got out, what the dude started, JD had to pick up and finish. But, man, a couple stories with law clerks, man. Okay, personally, one with me, my second time in, I went there to strictly get that piece of paper that I just mentioned, the motion to convert all traffic fines to, I think the motion it says this right here, motion to convert outstanding traffic fines into county jail / prison time served. So the time you do is going to squash your fines. I'm in the law library getting this motion for myself. It's pretty simple. Don't need the dude's help. But I had to go to the dude to get it. And it was a skinny dude, man, and he's looking at me. He looks at my tag. You know, you got your name and DOC number. He looks at me. He looks at me. He's like, hey, man, I know your mom. And I look at the dude. You got to understand, I'm in the chain gang. I had already gone through a lot of these stories I've already said on the channel. I look at the dude, and, you know, I wanted to just reach over and strangle this dude. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, man, I know your mom. She used to babysit me. I can't even describe the feeling that I was going through. And I'm like, yeah. And I start asking the dude questions. And the dude knew my mom. So as soon as I get back to the dorm, I got this piece of paper, and I call home. And my mom's like, yeah. She straight up confirmed it. You know what I mean? But you gotta understand what's going through my mind, man. I wanted to crash this dude. I don't know who the hell this dude is. I don't know if he's a weirdo. I don't know what he's in for. He's just one of these guys working there. So that was a crazy, crazy thing, man. But I ended up being cool with him. He had that dude right there. He crashed a motorcycle, killed somebody. He got about 10 years for that. But he did know my mom. You know what I mean? But think about what's going through my mind. You know, another one is the whole social thing, man. I know people that have literally, man, use these dudes to give time back for everything, but they're just they think that they hit the lick in there, like they got a free lawyer, all right, and you're paying this dude, whether it's Zoom Zooms and honey buns or whether it's, hey man, drop this in his account. Okay, you're paying this dude to do work for you, all right? I know somebody who got his social just straight ganked. The law clerk that worked on his did this a lot. And what he was doing was, the dude was ganking all your personal information and getting on a pipe and on the streets, giving it to who he had to give it to. The law clerk ended up checking in because it got wind of it, and he got from around there. But trust and believe, like I always say, it followed him. But that dude, everything he phoned home about, just think what you can do with people's, think what you can do if you have somebody's address, date of birth, social, everything. Just think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he checked in and got up around there, and he's a law clerk, so it ain't like he got X'd out. It ain't like he did a check-in. He did a check-in move. He got from around there, but you know what I mean? Think about it, man. On the next video I drop, I'm gonna tell you about a huge things that goes on with this dude. A huge things that goes on with these guys. All right, and it kind of converted from these dudes to a big scam that everybody does. You know what I mean? And I had got wrapped up in it, but I pulled way back because at the end of the day, hell's no. But yeah, man, you got to stay away from jailhouse lawyers, chain gang lawyers, man. That is overrated to the fullest, man. That is not the way you want to go. Private lawyer all the way. If you know anybody in, you better, next time they call home, you better tell them White Boy on Radio, try to tell y'all. But hey, man, it's what I got for you, man. It's White Boy Lockdown Radio. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Until the next one, stay safe, stay out, and stay solid.